Have you done the podcast
No.
before? I could have swore we brought you on at some point. Well, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah, I know.
That's that enthusiasm I love.
So this is my first and last.
I know.
All right, don't play with the bass.
Jeez.
Gosh, he's bossy.
I hear all that. It sounds terrible.
Hey, that picture's crooked. Will you fix that?
What? Really?
I can't look at that the whole time.
You're going to have to lean into the mic when you talk. Don't make me tell you again.
I thought I was leaning in. That's why I'm keeping my arms crossed and leaning in.
Or sit on your hands. Oh, jeez. I can already tell how this is going to go.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!
Hey, everybody. It's me, PJ Starks. Usually I'm the co-host. Unfortunately, today, Travis is unable to be here, so he asked me to take control. And controlling things is usually not something I'm real good at. I hate being in control. But don't you cough at me when I say that. But yeah, so we are coming back. With the Christmas movie bracket, we're doing that. We're here in the... I can't do the same kind of opening that Travis does. He talks about 2-story white brick edifice, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to jump right into it. So we are continuing the Christmas movie bracket. Last time we knocked it down to 16, the snowy 16, I called it. And then I know it's like called the Elite 8, but I called it the Elegant 8 because I thought that sounded kind of Christmassy. Shelley, who's technically my co-host today, I promised her I wouldn't drag her into it, but I lied.
He's a liar.
What do you think? You think Elegant 8? You think that sounds Christmassy?
Yes, very Christmassy. I would go with Elegant 8, yes.
Okay. Lean into the mic.
Yeah, I got it.
Talk. Jeez Louise, you people. Killing me over here. You're killing me, Smalls. So that is a quote, not from a Christmas movie. Anyway, so today we have a very special guest who dropped everything to be here. She could not be more excited. She's, I guess I could say, my better half. Not like it from a married standpoint, but right now we're just dating. We'll get to the whole marriage thing eventually.
Oh, gosh.
Not today. It won't happen today, but eventually, if she's smart. Leslie Dotson. We'll get rid of that last name eventually.
Oh, my God.
We'll replace it with something much better at a later date. But yeah, so Leslie, how are you?
I'm good.
That sounds good. Yep. So Leslie co-owns a salon, Altogether Beautiful.
I do.
What's that all about?
Well, I co-own the salon with my best friend, Kendra Peace, and we started the salon just because we wanted a different atmosphere for our clients and ourselves. It's 5 years in, and I couldn't be more blessed.
That's awesome. Well, you're killing it. Now, when you say a different atmosphere, what do you mean exactly? I'm assuming you mean an atmosphere that doesn't suck from whatever the previous sucky atmosphere was, but...
We really wanted a peaceful, drama-free salon that you could walk into and feel at home.
Oh, and how's that worked out for you?
It's just that.
I see behind the curtain, so I know the real answer to that question.
Oh, he's full of crap, too.
Have you ever seen the movie Beauty Shop?
Yes.
You know, when they're all like standing around gossiping the whole time?
Yes.
That's exactly what
It is
Yeah.
not. It is not.
But I will say,
No, we do have a lot of fun,
yeah.
but it's not a gossip fest. Yeah,
But
gosh.
I've seen behind the veil. So you all are thinking about maybe expanding,
Yes, that's something we're definitely talking about.
but you don't want to, you already have like 1,000 clients, so you're not really looking to pick anybody up that's new.
No, it's not that I'm trying to build my business per se, as much as just some extra space and maybe adding in some things that we can't offer right now. 'Cause
Like
we don't
laser
have the
tag?
room. No,
A ball pit, bumper cars.
I can't with you.
Well, that would be something cool.
Yeah.
It would give the kids something to do while the parents are getting their hair cut, and then the parents something to do when the kids are getting their hair cut.
You just want to come and play.
Well, it would be nice to go there and have some laser tag or a ball pit. I feel like this is a legit conversation piece. So we're going to get right to the Christmas now, which I can remember several weeks ago saying, I cannot believe Halloween is over. And now we're one day, well, this will be December 1st when this, or no, it'll be December 2nd when this comes out, but we're already into December. It's stupid.
I don't even know what happened in November.
Well, it's over. That's what happened to it.
Mm-hmm. I just don't know when it started.
Probably November 1st, but it's all behind us now. Now we're into December. So the way this works is Leslie and I, we're going to go through the current 16 Christmas movies in our 2022 Christmas movie bracket, and we're going to narrow these down to 8. And the reason Shelley is here is she's going to be the the third party tiebreaker should Leslie and I be incapable of selecting one of these movies to move on to the next step. I believe you said that there's only one of these that you haven't seen.
There's some that I don't remember. Like the very first two, I don't remember those.
What?
Yeah.
I'm offended on that because
Yeah,
I'm a huge Bruce Willis fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is wrong
I've seen
with
them,
you?
but I'd have to be reminded what's about.
This may be the last day of our relationship right here on the podcast. You might be keeping your last name. Shelley, are there any movies on this list that you haven't seen?
I have not seen The Family Man.
Oh, man, it's so good.
I say this, but when I sit down to go watch something, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I did see this.
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage.
So I probably did because I do like
Right.
Nicolas
It's where
Cage.
he's like a big time executive, and he goes to bed one night and he wakes up the next day, and now suddenly he's less fortunate, but he has a family.
Yes,
and he's trying to
I
figure
have
out
seen this
how
movie.
to navigate those
Yeah.
waters. It's such a
Yeah.
good movie. All right, so let's jump right into it. The first pairing on the Christmas movie bracket is Lethal Weapon versus Die Hard. Leslie, you're the guest. You get to go first and choose which one that you think would move forward. Now, you literally just said...
Are either one of these movies really Christmas movies?
Yeah. First of all, how dare you? Okay, so they both take place around Christmas. Lethal Weapon, probably, I would not consider it a Christmas movie. It does take place during Christmas time. There's decorations and things, but there's not really any reference to Christmas or anything like that. Just happens to take place around Christmas. Die Hard, on the other hand, John McClane, John McClane, he's flying in to be with his family on Christmas. They're in LA. He's coming from New York. He's going to a Christmas party to meet his wife. Of course, terrorists show up and foil those plans. However, there's tons of references to Christmas. There's Christmas music in the score. It is a Christmas movie. The very reason for him being where he's at when the situation takes place is because he's there for Christmas. So any Christmas movie, that's why it's a Christmas movie that's also on Christmas. People are there because of the season. But you really don't remember either of these movies?
Well, I do remember Die Hard now that you're talking about it, but Lethal Weapon, I don't
Right.
think I've seen it.
Because John McTiernan would be real upset with you right now. He was the director, because I know the next thing you're going to say is, who's John McTiernan? So which one would you pick if you just, well, because you have to.
Die Hard.
Okay. Well, I too will pick Die Hard. Unfortunately, Lethal Weapon is not moving on. Shelley, we just made your job very easy.
Well, I agree. I was going to pick Die Hard anyway.
Really?
So, yep, we're all good.
Cool. Sorry, Mel Gibson. Unfortunately, you will not be moving on. He had another movie on this list previously called Fat Man. I don't know if you've seen that or not. Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus, where a hitman is hired by this little boy who gets a lump of coal to assassinate Santa Claus. It's rated R, but it's a great movie if you haven't seen it. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen very many rated R movies.
No. She used to not be allowed to. We won't go into a bunch of details, but now she's a free woman. She can do whatever she wants. So I make her watch Christmas movies.
Yeah, I can
that are rated R.
do whatever I want.
All right, so the next pairing is A Muppet Christmas Carol versus Elf.
Elf.
Why?
Because it's a really good movie. I'm not big on the Muppets, okay?
Did you say the Muppets?
The Muppets.
Okay.
Maybe I did say Muppets.
I think you did.
I'm sure you'll go back and listen very closely to see.
I will, and I'm going to have you saying it 2 or 3 times so you repeat yourself.
Muppets, 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 Muppets. I don't repeat myself as much as you do.
Shelley, you going to let her talk to me like that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, well, I will now make my decision. Okay, while I do enjoy both of these movies, I too will go with Elf.
Why?
Because for one, it's Elf and not a Muppet. And no, well, I'm a huge fan of Will Ferrell. And the movie is really funny. Plus, it has the late James Caan in it. That's not the main reason, but just in terms of entertainment value, I grew up with the Muppet movies. Some of those, like Muppets Go to Manhattan and all that, or is it Muppets Take Manhattan?
I think it's Take Manhattan.
Yeah. Don't ever correct me again.
Pretty sure you asked me.
I'm joking. Even though I grew up with that, and I do enjoy the Muppets, Elf now is just a more entertaining film, I feel. You don't see Muppets eating spaghetti with maple syrup, which ironically seems like something that Luke would eat. For those of you who don't know, Luke is Leslie's son.
Yes, but Luke, he don't like maple syrup, so.
Yeah, you're right, because I sat there when we went to Cracker Barrel that one time. He ate, was it waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes. Butter only.
With butter, no syrup, and he didn't use a fork. He cavemaned it.
That kid, he's going to be the death of me.
He might.
But at least it wasn't sticky because he didn't.
That's true. It's just greasy instead. It's still going to make a mess. Plus, food falls out of his mouth when he eats.
It falls out of yours when you eat too.
Falls out of your mom's mouth.
Oh, it's getting deep in here.
All right, so a Muppet Christmas Carol is not moving on to the next round. We'll have Die Hard versus Elf in the next go-around, which is going to be a bizarre pairing. All right, so moving on to the next two, we have The Family Man versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Leslie, I'll let you go first again.
This one's hard, just because Rudolph is like a classic. Mm-hmm. And then I really do love The Family Man, so.
Well, we have to make a decision. There goes John. He had a big smile on his face.
I think he was making fun of me because I'm sitting here.
Probably.
I'll go with Rudolph.
Okay.
Just because I don't think you are. I'm tired of talking. I thought I'd let Shelley talk for a while.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your pick. Remember, I'm the one that is the tiebreaker.
You're the third part. Well,
yeah.
I was in second there, I was going to give you the option of, the first right of refusal to just go ahead and make the pick. But, okay, so Family Man versus Rudolph. I mean, I really like The Family Man. I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan. Snake Eyes, Con Air, The Rock.
But we're not talking about
None of those are Christmas movies, right? You know what? I'm going to go with The Family Man because I think anybody that was sitting in this seat, I think most people just would want to say, oh, Rudolph, because it's a classic, right? I'm going to be devil's advocate here, which I'm very good at. And I was even better at it not too long ago. I'm going to go with Family Man just because it has a really good story. It's Nicolas Cage. It has a great message. I'm going to go with Family Man. So now, Shelley, it is your job to pick me, who you've known for years.
Yes.
Or Leslie, who you don't know at all, and you just met her like 20 minutes ago.
Right, but I'm technically here to give my opinion, so I don't think it matters who I have known longer than the other. And
I mean, it sounds justifiable when you put it like that.
Yes,
but
yes. So, again, I agree with you. I do like Nicolas Cage. National Treasure is one of my favorite movies. To go Christmas, I'm going to have to go with Rudolph. Just because I did grow up watching that. My grandkids watch Rudolph. So I'm definitely going to go with Rudolph on this one.
All right. Well, sorry, Nick. Unfortunately, you're going to have to keep doing straight-to-video movies. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer moves on. Oh, I forgot. So we had people from the outside, the public, did pick. And I forgot to mention that. The public chose Die Hard across the board. Between the Muppets and Elf, also chose Elf across the board. Ironically, they also chose Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It was a little bit of a mix, but more votes went to Rudolph. Rudolph makes it to the next round. All right, so the next pairing is A Christmas Story versus Four Christmases. Now, I've forced you to go first every time, but so I'm going to go first this time just to give you a break. I love both of these movies, but I feel like it's an unfortunate pairing because as much as I really like Four Christmases and I am a Vince Vaughn fan, it doesn't compete with A Christmas Story, which is like the pinnacle of Christmas movies, Christmas-dom. When you think of Christmas movies, there's two movies really that you think of, A Christmas Vacation and A Christmas Story. I'm going to have to pick A Christmas Story because even though it is long overplayed, it is still a great movie that has a lot of rewatch value. Leslie.
It does play for 24 hours on Christmas Day.
Do they still do that? I mean, now that there's, I haven't had, I guess, cable TV in forever. It's always been streaming. So do they still does it even exist, the 24 hours of A Christmas Story? Does that still happen?
I mean, I have cable. I honestly don't know if they do it 24 hours because once I watch it, I don't watch it again. So, like, even if it comes on before Christmas Day and I've already watched it, I won't re-watch it.
Right.
I'm not one of these repetitive persons. Like, my husband is so infatuated with Yellowstone that he could probably quote every line of every season.
He's a big Cole Hauser fan, right?
No. Beth, he likes his Beth. So, you know. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm just not a repetitive person. Once I watch it, I'm good with it. And if it don't come on till next year at Christmas, I'm good with that.
Oh, really?
So,
not me.
Yeah.
I will watch the same movie over and over and over again. I watched Shockwaves again last night for probably the 100th time.
Yeah. Now, if it's not on top of each other, like, you know, I have several movies I do like to watch over and over, but I don't watch them like back to back to back to back, you know.
Right. What's one that you love to watch over and over again?
Pretty Woman.
I watched that for the first time last year, I believe.
Yep.
Last year or the year before.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my most favorite movies. If I see it on, I will watch it.
Why did you have to watch Pretty Woman?
It was because of Leslie. So there were, when we first started rekindling our relationship, we were talking about movies, and there were movies that she hadn't seen and there were movies that I hadn't seen. So we were like, we're going to swap movies. And that was one of them. She also made me watch this movie called War Room, which was a Christian film.
Before you were a Christian.
Right. Well, look, even though it's a Christian film, doesn't automatically make it a good movie, okay? I would, even as a Christian, I would still struggle through that movie. However, there is one character in the movie that actually makes it worth watching. So now The Shack is legitimately a good movie, whether you're a Christian or non-Christian. You could probably be a Buddhist and still enjoy it.
Hey, we watched that together for the first time. I hadn't seen it either. A Christmas Story.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with me not seeing Four Christmases.
It's because she relates to Scott Farkas. She beats up kids on Christmas Day. And she like goes around the neighborhood picking on kids and beating them up. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, because I'm so mean.
She holds them down and she cuts their hair, whether they want or need haircuts. She does it. All right, so Four Christmases, you are officially out. Sorry, Vince Vaughn. I'll have to call you and apologize later. So A Christmas Story, no surprise there, is moving on. Next up, we have The Polar Express versus Frosty the Snowman.
The Snowman.
That's right, like Batman or Wonder Woman. What do you pick?
This one's hard too because Frosty is another classic. And one of my favorite movies when I was little. But I love The Polar Express, so I have to go with it.
Autobot.
Yeah.
That's my best Tom Hanks impersonation. I am going to do the opposite of what I did with Rudolph and the Family Man. I am going to pick Frosty because I love Frosty the Snowman, and it is a classic, and I did grow up with it. I have more of an attachment to it than I do The Polar Express because I did not ever see The Polar Express until you and I got together. It's okay. It's not a bad movie. It's entertaining, but for me, Frosty the Snowman has that nostalgia factor. So I'm going to have to go with Frosty. Shelley?
You know, I'm going to go with you, PJ. Yes. I've seen The Polar Express one time. It was okay.
Once is all you need.
Once was all I needed on that movie. So I know my grandkids like to watch it. So I'm going to go with Frosty because I did grow up on that and I have watched it numerous times. So
my kids have to watch The Polar Express like 3 times every year.
Well, make sure it's on nights that I'm not staying over.
You don't stay over.
Oh, I don't? Oh, that's right.
You can go home to your house.
Cat's out of the bag, huh? All right, so Frosty the Snowman, you derailed the Polar Express and moved on. Whew, this next one for me is going to be a tough one. It's The Santa Claus versus Bad Santa. What do you pick?
The Santa Claus.
Why?
Because it's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Now, have you seen Bad Santa?
I have seen Bad Santa, and it's bad.
It is bad. It is bad. These cannot be more polarizing, no pun intended, for what type of film they are. Because one is The Santa Claus, a G-rated family film. Even though Tim Allen actually murders Santa in the first 5 minutes of the film.
He didn't push him off the roof.
Right, but he still scared him, and he fell and died. I mean, that's still like at least manslaughter. I mean, first of all, Santa shouldn't have been on his roof. Because he was about to really break and enter, but he didn't have grounds to kill him, even if it was by accident. What are you looking at me like that for?
What do you mean Santa didn't have the rights to be on the roof? Everyone knows that Santa lands on the roof and comes down the chimney.
Right. We all know thieves break into the house and steal things.
They go through windows and doors, okay. Right. Not the roof down the chimney.
But what if you're like Leslie, where you just leave your garage door open? It's inviting, but it doesn't mean it's okay.
Why are you telling everybody that I leave my garage door open? Are you going to give them my address next?
That's the next episode. That's just so you know that you have to start making sure your garage door is closed tonight.
And my door's locked.
Right. Wait, do you not? Well, that's true. You did leave the door unlocked the other day. I mean, I heard about this, and it wasn't because I stayed over. So, all right. So you choose The Santa Claus because you're a big Tim Allen fan. Home Improvement was your favorite show. You have T-shirts that you wear around the house.
Do I?
And now I'm going to figure out which one. Oh, man. Bad Santa versus Santa Claus. This is tough.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, it is.
Why are you struggling so much?
Well, because I love both of these movies. And I'm in a different mindset now. I mean, Bad Santa is one that I can watch over and over again and laugh. Billy Bob Thornton is so good in the role. He's so perfect.
That's how I am with the Santa Claus, though. I can watch it over and over again.
Because you're a big Tim Allen fan and you have T-shirts from Home Improvement.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go with The Santa Claus. As much as I love Bad Santa, I'm going to go with The Santa Claus because it does make me cry and it is very heartfelt.
Oh, you crying.
You know what? I'm going with Bad Santa. You ruined this. You ruined that vote. So, no, I am going to go with The Santa Claus. Yeah, it's, I cry in the first 5 minutes when Tim Allen murders Santa.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the part I cry at.
You do not.
Bad Santa, you're getting snuffed, and you are not moving on, but the Santa Claus is. Congratulations, Tim. Al Borland, you have nothing to do with moving on, even though you're on the T-shirts that Leslie wears around her house. Okay, so next pairing is Gremlins versus Ernest Saves Christmas. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump right out here with my vote. I'm going with Gremlins. I love Gremlins. It's a great film. I know there is some debate as to whether or not it's actually a Christmas movie, but it takes place during Christmas. It's steeped in Christmas. There's Christmas music. And Phoebe Cates tells that story about how her dad gets stuck in the chimney dressed as Santa Claus and dies and then rots for like 2 weeks before they find his body. I mean, nothing's more Christmas than that. As much as I love Ernest and Jim, I'm a huge Jim Varney fan. And he's a Kentuckian. I'm going to go with Gremlins because I also love Joe Dante, The Howling, Small Soldiers. He's done some great movies. And of course, Steven Spielberg. Leslie, what do you choose?
I've never been a big Gremlins fan.
That was a sigh of excitement.
You haven't told us, what the other votes were.
A Christmas Story was the public went with that. Frosty the Snowman, the public went with that. The public went with Bad Santa.
Whoa.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Ernest Saves Christmas.
Okay. Shelley?
Well, I have a problem with this one. Only because I didn't remember watching Ernest Saves Christmas until PJ refreshed my memory. So I've seen Gremlins several times, but I'm not a fan of either movie, honestly.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Me either.
I'm sorry.
It was a struggle for me.
But because...
Well, the struggle is real.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not an Ernest fan at all. I'm not. So I guess I'm going to have to go with Gremlins.
Hey, Vern, you're rolling in your grave right now.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess I'm going to have to go with Gremlins on this one.
Yes. All right. Well, Ernest,
Would the public go with?
But their votes don't count, so they don't move anything on. That's just a fun little thing to see.
Well, I
and
kind
get
of
some-
just wanted to know.
Yeah, get some interaction going with our fan base. And
No. You're going first on this one.
the next one? Oh, this one's easy.
Why is it so easy?
Well, you know what? We haven't moved on. I haven't congratulated the gremlins. So they're getting fed after midnight, and they're moving on to the next round. Sorry, Ernest. You Were Scared Stupid, which is a great movie, by the way. Do you not like Ernest Scared Stupid?
I'm not an Ernest fan.
Really? It's gateway horror for kids. You
I don't
love
know.
horror films.
I do love horror films. I do. But I'm just not a no.
Well, that surprises me.
Can't go there.
Well, I mean, the Trolls, he gets them with Miak.
See, now when you say trolls, I think of the cartoon Trolls.
Oh, well.
And I do have that movie at home because my grandkids watch it. So,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. But I have seen Trolls. Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, if you ever get a chance to see Trolls 2, not the animated movie, but the original Trolls movie, it's awful, but like in a good way. Okay. It's one of those, yeah. The acting in it is superbly atrocious. So it's definitely one you need to see. Don't worry, I won't make you watch it. It's pretty bad.
But honestly, if you do watch the old horror films now, most of all the acting is not good.
Yeah, most of them. Some of them do hold up.
Yeah, because, when I go back and watch some old movies, if I'm up late at night and one comes on, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this forever. And I'll look, and then I start watching, I'm like, why did I even like this movie?
Well, I think that's part of the charm.
Yeah.
Like Shockwaves, I told you about. It's a Nazi zombie movie. Has Peter Cushing in it. Aside from him, the acting across the board is not great, but it's still a good movie. So if you like zombie Nazis, you should check it out. COVID. So let's see. Moving on to the next one, which Leslie has already established is going to be a tough one, is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas versus Home Alone.
Wait, which Grinch is it?
Oh, it's not the Jim Carrey garbage Grinch. It's the original 1960s Grinch.
Okay.
Why? What are you thinking?
Right offhand, I was thinking.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Do you like that one?
I like all of the Grinches.
That is a very political way of answering. Did you say I like all the Grinches?
All of them. There's 3.
Oh, that's right. There's an animated one too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Computer animated one. I haven't seen that one. But isn't it more like the 1960s, like the original version?
Yeah.
It's more like that? Yeah, see, I didn't like the way that Jim Carrey portrayed the Grinch. It was like Ace Ventura is the Grinch. Now, I love Jim Carrey. And a lot of the time, the roles he does, what's that look on your face?
I don't think the Grinch, when he played the Grinch, was anything like Ace Ventura.
Oh, he acted just like Ace Ventura.
Now I think you
could
go
to go really.
Honestly, didn't he do that in the movie?
Well, then that just proves my point.
I'll have to go back and watch it because I do have the DVD at home. So I feel like he said that in that movie, and I could be wrong, but I just felt like when you said that, I felt like that was in the movie somewhere.
I really like the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Over the original?
The original was probably my favorite childhood Christmas movie.
Yes.
My absolute favorite.
It's hard because when you grew up on these old movies, you just look forward to every Christmas because you knew that they were coming on, just like the original Wizard of Oz. Every year, it's going to come around Thanksgiving and you're going to watch it. So I have a hard time when they do a new version of stuff that's been there for so long.
But
because
they were so different. These two are so different.
Yes.
I'm a fan of remakes. It's because the way I look at it is how many times have plays been redone over and over and over again? You can still enjoy it, even though it's the same source material.
Right.
It just might be a bit different of an interpretation. So that's how I look at remakes of films. Now, a lot of the time I do enjoy the originals more, but I still think like the remakes have some merits. Sometimes I think they're better than the original. That's a better interpretation of the original source material. But yeah, I just did not get into the Jim Carrey Grinch. I'm not a fan of that at all. I will have to watch the animated one because I haven't seen it. Here recently, when I was at your house, we sat down and we watched Home Alone. And then when I was at your parents' house trying to find you and you were hiding in the bathroom, I walked into their living room and the Grinch was on TV, and I hadn't seen it in forever, and I was just like mesmerized.
And I'm back out in the garage, and you're still in the house watching The Grinch.
That's right. Because you came out, you scared the crap out of your dad because he didn't realize you were in the house. And then I laughed, and then you didn't even realize that I was laughing in the other room about
You came out to the garage and said you didn't know I came out there.
Huh? Oh, no, I knew you walked past.
Okay.
I think you just, like Jim Carrey, misinterpreted what I was saying. Like he misinterpreted the Grinch. None of that has anything to do with this pairing. So The Grinch Who Stole Christmas versus Home Alone. They're both really good in their own right. And of course, you know, The Grinch has Boris Karloff in it. Love Boris Karloff. You're probably like, who's Boris Karloff?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know the original
people.
Universal Monsters Frankenstein with the flat head? Mm-hmm. That's Boris Karloff. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff. I'm going to have to go with Home Alone. I love The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but I'm also a huge John Hughes fan. You know, Sweet 16, Breakfast Club. He even wrote Baby's Day Out. Now, he didn't direct Home Alone. That was Chris Columbus, but he wrote it, came up with the concept for it. But yeah, I'm going to go with Home Alone just because it is a great movie. It's a fun movie.
It's definitely
probably
a good
my
one.
favorite. Yeah, it's probably my favorite of those two. Had The Grinch gone up against something else, I probably would have chosen it. So I'm going to go with Home Alone.
Home Alone is one of my very favorite Christmas movies. But The Grinch just takes me back. Every Black Friday, my mom and I would put up the Christmas tree and always fight with my dad on watching The Grinch Stole Christmas for the 1,000th time. He would say that every year. We've seen this 1,000 times. Well, we have to watch it one more time. So I'm going to go with The Grinch Stole Christmas.
All right, Shelley.
I was hoping this would not be a tiebreaker one.
Yep.
Well,
this can't be. We can't make this easy for you.
I know. I like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I do like the Jim Carrey version. I'm not going to lie about it. Because in that one, you honestly felt sorry for him because you understood why he hated Christmas so bad.
Yeah, he made me hate Christmas after I watched that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. So, but, and I like Home Alone. I just feel like it's a good movie. And I just feel like it's so far-fetched because, you know, who would leave a child behind for that long period of a time?
McAllisters?
Yes. For a while, I thought it was kind of odd how he always came up with some of these ideas, but the kids nowadays, I could understand them coming up with ideas like they did on that movie. So I'm kind of siding with the Grinch on this one just because it's an oldie but goodie, you know.
So you're going with the Grinch?
I'm going with the
Wow,
Grinch.
Home Alone gets knocked out. Sorry, Kevin. Well, at this point, if you got left home alone, you're like in your 40s, so you'd be fine. But Grinch, congratulations, you're moving on. Now, I do I know I picked Home Alone, but I do love the Grinch. On the next podcast, it'll be Die Hard versus Elf, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus A Christmas Story, Frosty the Snowman versus the Santa Claus, and Gremlins versus The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. This is going to get tougher and tougher as it goes along. That's pretty much it. Shelley, thank you so much for filling in, being our third-party moderator.
Thank you for the invite.
No problem.
I enjoyed it.
Leslie, what'd you think?
Thanks for inviting me here, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't ask me again.
You know you want to do this again. So Leslie will be here next week.
Oh my
On
gosh.
the next episode. But yeah, so does anybody have anything else before we head out of here?
You didn't finish saying what the
What the
public voted for.
Oh, okay. So the public went with Ernest. Well, I think we decided that. So with the Grinch, Home Alone, the public went with Home Alone over Grinch across the board. There was no votes for the Grinch. Turns out you all are wrong, but we still move the Grinch forward. So, all right. So unless anybody has anything else, any confessions, Christmas confessions or stories or anything? No? Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for listening in. Of course, this is PJ. Travis could not be here this week. He's super busy doing a whole bunch of stuff, but next week he should be back in the reins, holding the reins. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just kind of ending this. But if you do need really good legal representation, you can look us up on fwhlegal.com. Give us a call at 2704-INJURY. Or if you're just lonely and you want to call and say hi, Shelley will be down at the front desk. You can call in and talk to her.
I'm the friendly voice that you will hear when you make those phone calls.
That's right. So other than that, You all take care, and thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
How.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!